Super Eagles of Nigeria will be taking Lesotho on Saturday. But the big question is, can the Super Eagles of Nigeria qualify for the World Cup 2026? This is something that we need to unveil. You cannot give birth to a child today and after 10 years expect that child to remain the same way he was given birth to. Nigeria is the only country in Africa that have refused to wake up to reality. They've forgotten that African football has changed dramatically. They believe that the kind of African nation that we used to play then in the early 80s and early 90s, their football still remains the same way. This is the reality the Super Eagles of Nigeria they have not woke up to. Because in the 80s and 90s, the Super Eagles of Nigeria qualified to World Cup with 2 games or 3 games pair. But in this our generation, the reverse in the case. We are expecting other countries to lose their game before we could qualify. Super Eagles, what could be the problem? Now, looking at the Group C, where we have Benin Republic having 14 points with 4 goals. South Africa second, having 14 points with 3 goals. Nigeria third, having 11 points with 2 goals. Then we have Rwanda having 11 points. I don't know the goals they have. Then we have Lesotho and Zimbabwe. We Nigeria sometimes we're trying to be optimistic. We believe there could be a twist somehow. Maybe probably South Africa will just lose one of their match, then we take over from there. Or Benin Republic will just draw to Rwanda, then we have a twist from there. Football is not calculated that way. How are we sure? If South Africa lost 1 game, we are going to win our 2 games. This is the problem. This is where Nigeria is missing it. The Nigeria of 80s, they win their games having 2 games in spare. But the one of today, they also believe we are Nigerians. We can win our game anytime. This is the reason why the Super Eagles of Nigeria, they are in the situation they are now. When they're supposed to take games seriously, they don't take it seriously. They use their mouth to rake, to do defeat. But when it comes to the reality of the real issue of the game to be played, they don't really put themselves into the game. And this is what differentiates this generation from the 80s and the 90s generation. Now, even when FIFA deducted 3 points from South Africa that make Benin Republic to be first in the table, I see South Africa still having advantage over Nigeria, over Benin Republic. Now, let me do my calculation for you. Now, this is the calculation. If Nigeria play against Lesotho and Nigeria win that game, Nigeria will have 40 points in the table. If Benin play against their opponent and win, Benin will now have 17 points in the table. If South Africa play against their opponent and win, South Africa will now have 17 points in the table. Now the first match played already will be 70 points for Benin Republic, 70 points for South Africa, 40 points for Nigeria. Now the last game will not determine who qualifies. If South Africa win their game, then they will be expecting Nigeria to do the winning for them. As in, that is, Nigeria have to win Benin Republic at all cost. If Benin Republic draw to Nigeria, South Africa qualify. If Nigeria win against Benin Republic, South Africa qualify. So Benin must do everything to make sure that they win Nigeria in order for them to qualify today. So even FIFA removing 3 points from the South Africa still have upper hand to qualify. Now the real question is this: can the Super Eagles of Nigeria qualify for the World Cup 2026? The answer is no. We can only dream, but the truth is that I don't see the Super Eagles of Nigeria qualifying for the World Cup 2026. We have to start preparing for the next one, because this particular one that will be held in US, Nigeria is not going there. Because when the Super Eagles of Nigeria should have prepared very well, take games seriously, they were forming big boys, gyrating everywhere, believing that they can go to any country and just defeat them, not knowing that African football has changed dramatically. Now, I'm going to put my eyes on the game of Lesotho, and I'm also going to put my eyes on the one of Benin, because Nigeria believe that the one of Lesotho is easier, thinking that the one of Benin is harder. No, I believe we are playing 11 versus 11. So we are going to approach the way we are going to approach the Lesotho game that is also the way we're going to approach the Benin Republic game. So, guys, what do you think? Do you see the Super Eagles of Nigeria winning the game against Lesotho? Or you see the drawing? Or better to see the Super Eagles of Nigeria? Leave your comment in the comment section. Let's see another video. Bye bye for now.